Okay, so this will be hopefully a short video on, again, a review of profiles and levels or curves. I've grabbed these 4 photos. I'm opening them in Photoshop, so I've got them here. When I choose assign a profile, what it's doing is taking all the color information that's here and putting it within a system, which is here, Adobe RGB 1998. Do that before we do levels or curves, so that when we look at what color information we have, it's from a certain system. That's a brief way of explaining profiles again. So I'm going to do that with all of these. Image, assign profile, display, Adobe RGB, and the color, hopefully you see a little change. Goes from a little, didn't see much change there. Edit, assign profile. And not that much change there either. So I'm going to go back to this one. Now I've got it assigned a profile, so it's all the color information has a system it's associated with. So when we go to image, adjust, and I'm going to do curves this time. If I know that there is definitely a black here, I might take, and a white, I'm going to first take the white point and zoom in here and see if maybe that is pure white. I don't know if that is. I'm just freaked out when it does that. So I'll see. I think it might be. I think I'll go with that. And I'm going to take a black point as well. And I'm going to see if I have any real blacks here. I doubt it, but we can try that. So I look at it this way and then undo. And I think it might be somewhere in between. That does look a little kind of green to me now, but I'm going to redo that and check. I like the way that the orange of the pots come out, so I will try that on this one. So I don't really have any pure whites or blacks here, so I'm going to do Command L for levels and move this in and move this in. It gives a little bit more contrast. But let me Option reset this and try a white point, black point. So what if, let's say I don't have any pure whites, but let's say I think, oh, this might be a pure white. That would work. So this pixel becomes, when I put it over here, it means it's taking, it means it has no color in it in this little area here. So it's taking all the pixels and making them white from a certain point on. If I did the same thing with the black, and I'll do it down here, that has gone too far. Like, can't do that, so I'm undo that. And I'll just say okay with this one. And so it's a little subjective and a little not. So I'm going to do Command M for curves. And see if, I'm going to just kind of do more of a, not a white and black, but a little bit of the curve here to see if I like that. And lastly, this one, Command M for curves, a little curve. There we go. And sometimes you just have to see if you want to also add a little sharpening. I'm going to go to Unsharp Mask. And this is the default, or it'll come up as 50%, radius at 1.0, threshold none. I'm just going to say okay there. I'm going to zoom in. And this is what it looks like without it. And this is what it looks like with it. And you don't ever want to do too much of that, but sometimes it improves the appearance. And then lastly, I usually save them. So save, and this is going to, it's assuming now that it's the same image, but it needs to save it as a new document. And I'm going to go ahead and save and close. Command W to close, Command S to save. And usually at that time, after this, whatever I have kind of gone through and adjusted, I'll get rid of the original then. And since I made some adjustments on it, and if I like it, I will just get rid of that original. So I know by these either being a JPEG, I probably did some adjustment on them, and if they're still HEICs, then they need to be readjusted and then saved.